DataSpeed is a supporter-level sponsor of the EcoCAR EV Challenge and has donated an intelligent power distribution system to each team. The McMaster team is currently utilizing DataSpeed's IPDS to test and develop their project vehicle, a 2023 Cadillac Lyriq. The McMaster team kindly shared their progress and insights on the challenge, shedding light on why they opted to acquire 2 additional IPDS units.
My name is Vincent Lombardi. I'm a PhD student and the electrical lead at the McMaster EcoCAR team. This is our 3rd competition with EcoCAR. Currently, we're in year 2 of the EcoCAR EV Challenge. So it started last September and we're now going into year 2 of a 4-year competition. This year is heavily focused on integration of our vehicle, and we'll be doing all of our mass wiring and electronics, as well as integration of mechanical and programming of the vehicle. And then the following 2 years will be heavily focused on software and optimizations. When we found out about the IPDS unit, we were really excited, especially because of some learnings we found in previous competitions. So in EcoCAR 3 as well as EcoCAR 4, we're in EcoCAR 5 right now. So in the previous 2, our team specifically designed our fuse boxes and power distribution systems from scratch. And while that was a good learning experience, it was a lot of overhead work when we're already trying to build an entire vehicle. So in the past, we had to design the fuse boxes with all of the relays, as well as the control board circuits to actually switch those circuits. So I'll give you an example. So in EcoCAR 4, we were building our fuse boxes as well as designing PCBs to control them, and that's when COVID struck, and it ended up being a lot of delays for us because while trying to build a vehicle, we also had to design our own internal product that was basically just a fuse box that with simple switching. So once we found out about the IPDS and its capabilities to handle all of this stuff for us, plus all the advanced features it had, we were really excited to use it. Specifically for us, we have a lot of switched power components and a lot of different things that we really want to be able to control to reduce how much load is on our vehicle battery when we don't need certain features in use. Previously, we've run into issues where we have a lot of parasitic draw from components being on all the time because we don't have enough switchable power distribution points, or just having unknown amount of current being drawn because we weren't able to monitor it. So some of the features that we like most about the IPDS are that we have the individually switched and controlled current channels, the 12 different channels, but also the fact that each of those channels has its own current monitoring, because that's really helped us determine what loads we're going to be seeing from the different devices in our vehicle and being able to turn off certain features when we don't need them. Also the fact that it's CAN controlled instead of our old ones were all digital IO, so instead of having 2 wires for CAN, we had 13, 14, 15 switched wires. So the fact that it's on our CAN bus is really exciting because we can control it from our vehicle supervisory controller and other devices within the vehicle. So we're really excited to implement that in the vehicle because it's reduced our team's overhead a lot, and it's just has a bunch of features that'll be useful to us. So the EcoCAR organizers, so Oregon National Labs, the organizers have specified that the IPDS needs to be used for the CAVs, or the Connected Vehicle Autonomous Systems components. They want to be able to monitor the current draw on all these CAVs components, and also a big deal is because the CAVs components are used for features such as self-driving, self-parking, adaptive cruise control, and this is a student-built car, there are situations where these features can go wrong and accidents can occur. So for that reason, the competition specified that the IPDS needs to be used to power these components so that if needed, we can turn them off. So the original IPDS unit in our rules from the competition was stated that it is used to control CAVs features. So when we first got our original IPDS, we were under the impression that, okay, we're going to use it to control our CAVs features, and that's about it. So we were going to do our own fuse boxes for the rest of the stuff in the car. But when we received the IPDS and started playing around with it, using the software, testing all the features, we realized that while it is great for all the CAVs components that the competition needs us to monitor, it's also a great product for all of our other switching in the vehicle. While we're using one of the IPDS units for all of those CAVs components that the competition requires, we want to use our additional IPDS unit for all of our other power switching in the car. So in our case, that's things that's setting the power to our inverters, setting the power to our digital touchscreens throughout the car, our coolant pumps, our radiator fans, all the other power electronic stuff that we would usually be switching through our team-made fuse box. we decided that we would use an IPDS, especially because we found out that you can link the two of them together and daisy chain them, and then we can do all of our control in one software interface. So that's why we ordered the second one. The reason we ordered the third, so we have a total of 3, is because our team likes to have a redundant amount of parts and also do a lot of test benching. So beyond just being a EcoCAR team and a club at our university, we work at the McMaster Automotive Resource Center, which at the end goal really is a research facility. And to us, EcoCAR is a research project. So in parallel, while we're designing our vehicle, we also usually do test bench setups or tests in vehicle dynamometers. So our third one is used as a backup for redundancy if we do decide we need another one, but also so that we can run test bench setups in parallel. So I found it pretty typical for all the other automotive products that I've worked with. So I just went on the website, and I downloaded the software package, and it just ran right away and connected. So I like that. I like that you can edit the scripts right within it, and it wasn't like I found all the features I needed pretty easily. The user interface through the computer, that was definitely useful for us, and we started messing around with the script writing and everything, and found it very easy to use. Oh, actually, yeah, that's one of our favorite features. We didn't realize it right away that it was a touchscreen at all. Actually, we started playing around with it and realized that, yeah, you can monitor all the current in real time as well as turn all the channels on and off. And especially for us who do a lot of bench testing and testing on a bench, trying to get things working, that has been super useful because instead of having to pull out a computer or get another device to send CAN messages, we're able to just turn things on and off right on the touchscreen and then monitor all the different channels while we're testing on the bench. So that's a really nice feature. And then it's actually a competition requirement to be in the vehicle from the organizers for the upcoming testing at the end of the year. So that will be mounted in the cup holder, and the organizers are using that to monitor all of our currents. So it's definitely a useful feature because in the past we would have had to give them a laptop or had to connect with some other third-party device, but now they can just look at it right on the touchscreen. Not yet, especially because our car is so complex and has so many moving parts. Right now we're just keeping it simple. It will be nice to be able to use the automatic power sequencing modes. Right now we're just looking at the like on and off and like start up and shut down, but having different modes for like valet and allow like putting our car in modes where we don't want certain things to actually will definitely be useful. So we tried them and saw how they work, but we haven't actually implemented them yet. Honestly, really great. Yeah, like when we got the original unit, no problems. I think we got it like super quick, and we already had it for a while. We had a couple questions regarding how to flash the firmware, so we reached out and got support on that, no problem. And then when we realized that we wanted to continue using these products further, I reached out for a quote and heard back within just a couple days. And I think within a week or so after that, we had the products on the way to us. So it's been a great experience so far. Excited to see, but also interested to see, one of the features that it's going to be really important to us for the data speed is the ability to link current channels together. Our vehicle has a lot of components that have a really high power draw. So for example, our main computation unit in our vehicle can pull up to something like, I think it's like 25 amps, and it's just a computer, and the data speed channels are limited to 15 individually, but there's a channel bridging feature that lets you bridge channels together to control larger appliances that use more power, and that's a feature that is not available on a lot of other products we looked at for our additional power distribution unit. So that's a feature I'm really excited to using because it will allow us to actually power those larger components without having to do another third-party solution or another device. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, absolutely. So again, having the third one in our building lets us to continue to do research on test benches, and it's definitely a product I'd recommend to other research teams within our building or even not within our building, especially because it really gets you started in running towards what you're trying to complete a lot faster. If you don't have a product like that, like I said, you might have to build your fuse box or source one that's not already built with CAN and have all the features you need, which can really slow down your development time. So having a product like that's already built and done to go, then you can just start powering your devices, is really helpful to get your project moving fast. So I would definitely recommend it.